Dear fellow Earthlings, hello. My video today is titled, Should Musk and Zuckerberg Have a Contest of Ideas? In June-July 2023, the two bigwigs Musk and Zuckerberg had been preparing for a boxing match that ended up going nowhere. A real disappointment to countless fellow Earthlings. If the two men did have a boxing match, I honestly don't think it would be a good idea. Not only would it be uncivilized and out of character for the two men, but a violent duel would not be likely to yield any positive results. However, the contest of ideas between celebrities is a great cause with great prospects. This article suggests that Musk and Zuckerberg engage in a contest of ideas. The questions of the contest can be any one and more of the 9+5 questions I posed in the third and fourth videos, or it can be any human problem and solution that anyone proposes and most people agree is urgently needed. Evaluation indicators for the contest and the methods of the contest have also been given. If the two gentlemen adopt this proposal, not only will they be able to compete in a civilized manner, but they will also be able to find a breakthrough for mankind to get out of its present predicament. If you think this is a good idea, or at least try it, please these friends who have the contact information of Musk and Zuckerberg forward this video to these two gentlemen. Why would I, an ordinary person, suggest a contest of ideas and wisdom between two tycoons? Because I have discovered the following three very, very important reasons. For one, humanity today is in particular need of corporate tycoons to help untangle the double-dead knots of human problems. 1. Almost all the major problems facing mankind today have become unsolvable dead knots. Such issues as the Russia-Ukraine war, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, the China-United States conflict, China's democratic reform, the Taiwan issue, the North Korean nuclear issue, and so on, are unlikely to find feasible solutions under the present circumstances. 2. Why are 8 billion Earthlings powerless in the face of so many problems? Because behind the dead knots of these superficial problems, there is another layer of dead knots. So far, the vast majority of the Earth's population is not concerned with finding solutions to public problems, and if they are concerned only with superficial problems. The truth is that no superficial problem can be solved without also solving the ideological and institutional problems behind them. For the vast majority of people, it is not difficult to understand that they are only concerned with superficial problems and not with the problems behind them. The problem, however, is that when someone has already identified the problem behind the apparent problem and suggested that we come together to find a solution, no one pays any attention, which creates a double deadlock. For example, in April 2024, I traveled from China to the United States in the hope of finding a breakthrough in unraveling the dead knots of many of the problems facing mankind by publishing 6 of my articles, including The Fatal Mistakes of China and the United States and Conflict Resolution, and Must All Leaders of Nations and the People of the Planet Answer the 5 Questions Raised in this paper in the prestigious international media. These 6 essays are the best of my life's endeavors. Compared to the dozens of articles I have published publicly in my life, they are the best written articles. But none of the 7 internationally renowned media outlets gave me any response. I am puzzled as to whether my proposals on human problems and solutions to human conflicts are of no value at all. But look at the reality. The Russia-Ukraine war is still going on. The China-US conflict is still escalating, and yet no one can come up with a way to untie the deadlock. In response to this dilemma, some have identified the problems behind the deadlock and suggested prioritizing them, but they have gone unheeded. Why are human beings so ridiculous? In the end, I came to the conclusion that these 7 internationally renowned media outlets may have made 2 mistakes. First, they may have made the mistake of the blind man and the elephant, taking their own ideas as the criteria for evaluating whether an article should be published or not. And second, they may have thought that the solution to the China-US conflict proposed by me was not a direct solution to the China-US conflict, but rather a suggestion that China and the US go ahead and solve the problems behind the China-US conflict, which have never been raised before. The 9+5 questions that I raised in the third and fourth videos are the fundamental issues behind all the problems that humanity is currently facing, and without prioritizing a majority consensus on these issues, all the superficial problems that humanity is currently facing cannot be solved and will only continue to be dead knots. This article suggests utilizing the celebrity effect to unravel the second dead knot behind humanity's problems. If Musk and Zuckerberg are willing to work towards this end, they will both become heroes of mankind to be remembered and admired by the people of Earth forever. 2. The bigwigs of the corporate world are also villagers of the Earth Village, and if the status quo of humankind continues, all the bigwigs will also become poor victims of human ignorance, prejudice, mistakes, and even stupidity in the event of a great man-made disaster. Business leaders, please do not think that these problems do not concern you, that it is not your responsibility to find solutions to these problems. In fact, it is the responsibility of every human being on the planet to care about these issues. And your visibility is a huge advantage in leading the public to care about the issues behind the problems. By utilizing your current popularity to answer these questions, and by competing amongst yourselves, you may spark a revolution in the human race that will bring as many Earthlings as possible to care about the big problems and the issues behind them, and to use the competition to find a majority consensus on the issues. Why is it that bigwigs from the business sector are needed to answer questions in the social sector, but not professionals specializing in social studies? Honestly, I think they are making a serious mistake and they are incapable of taking on this responsibility. See my 17th video, Are Social Humanities Intellectuals in All Countries Grossly Remiss in Their Duties and have been making the mistake of simply mimicking the methods of the natural sciences for centuries? If the social humanists of the world disagree with my basic judgment, they can have a field day answering the 9+5 questions I have posed. 3. If all celebrities around the globe were to answer the questions behind the serious problems currently facing humanity and compete, this would not only be the most valuable public welfare undertaking, but also can create a lot of exciting and happy events for the public and help the public to constantly improve their ability to find solutions to public problems in excitement and happiness. I predict that a contest of ideas among world-class celebrities on global issues could usher in a new era of humanity in which problems are constantly being asked and in which every effort is made to find solutions to them through contests, leading to a highly developed era of social civilization for humankind as well. For example, after becoming the richest man in the world many times, Bill Gates has devoted all his energies to public welfare undertaking to help make the world a better place. However, judging from the 2 books he has published in recent years, Bill Gates, like others, is only concerned with the surface problems and fails to recognize that, if he had been able to shift his attention to the problems behind the superficial problems, Bill Gates would have made a greater contribution in the search for solutions to humanity's problems. Please ask Musk, Zuckerberg, and all the celebrities in the world to answer the questions behind the serious problems of today's mankind and compete with each other, so as to avoid human beings from continuing to suffer from man-made disasters and make our world a better place. For those wishing to join us in creating a global competition for the Olympiad on Human Problems, please email fangsinghigmail.com. The next video is titled, Is Mankind a Stupid Species That Doesn't Care About Man-Made Common Destruction? That's all for this video. Thank you.